Welcome to 10 Minutes with Tony Scott. Today's show is brought to you by Gentry Academy. Gentry is a private school in Blaine that offers its students a high-end education and high-end hockey training. Every other segment with Gentry, we plan to have someone in studio to talk about the school and how people can find out more information. This week we'll be talking about the YHH Squirtacular, which is presented by Gentry. The people at Gentry have supplied our staff with game MVP pens for the YHH Squirtacular and a gift bag for all of the players. Last weekend, there was a ton of hockey action from all over the state. YHH spent a lot of time in Hibbing and Edina, where we saw some great teams from all over the state. The highlight for me was seeing teams from all over the north. Teams like Eveleth Gilbert, Greenway, Virginia, Hibbing, Warroad, and East Grand Forks. Each of those teams had a few bona fide stars. Cole Avery from East Grand, Christian Miller from Greenway stood out, and my favorite was Elliot Van Orsdale from Eveleth. That kid has major skill. Congrats to St. Paul, who won the Founders Cup Championship, and to Apple Valley North Branch for taking home the gray and white bracket titles. St. Paul's Matthew Gleason was the MVP of our Pee Wee Challenge last fall, and he proved it wasn't a fluke, and he was our MVP in Hibbing. A shout out to all of the Edina teams who had a nice haul of hardware at the Edina Invite. And a shout out to Jefferson, who won the Bantam AA division against Edina. Dating back to Squirts, this group of Jefferson kids have likely lost to this core of Edina kids over 10 times and several times by lopsided fashion. I'm sure it was nice for the Jags to finally win one. Tweet of the week goes to @Blaine_PeeWee. The person who posts for the Bengals has some great tweets each week. For tweeters like this person, thank you. This one was my favorite after they lost in pool play to Minneapolis. Quote, Bengals play waiting game to see if they move on to championship round of Edina Invite. Bengals left the windows open during the storm. Lose 5-1. Ironically, the Bengals did make it into the Final Four, where they lost to Edina in the semis, and again in the third place game to guess who? Yes, Minneapolis. Today we are going to announce the first 16 games at the A level of the YHH Squirtacular presented by Gentry Academy. For all levels, we incorporated teams' performance to date, their district, and we did our best not to pair teams that had already met this season. The Squirtacular continues to attract top teams from all over Minnesota and now even from outside the state. This year we have 9 out of the 10 states 10 staff ranked top 10. Say that 10 times. Moorhead is the only team not coming to Big. All teams will be playing 2 pool play games on Friday and 1 on Saturday. The games will be played on Friday in Eden Prairie, Bloomington, Edina, and Richfield. All games Saturday and Sunday, except 6, will be played at Bloomington Ice Garden, and Championship Monday will be played at Richfield Ice Arena. Here are the first games to be played on Friday. Pool A, Minnetonka will take on Rochester at Big 1 at 7:30 a.m., and the number 1 seed and YHH's consensus number 1 rated team, Andover, will face Sibley at 7:30 on Rink 2 of Bloomington Ice Garden. Pool B, 2-time defending champion Osseo Maple Grove will take on White Bear Lake in a rematch of last year's championship at 8:30 on Rink 3 in Bloomington. The Crimson are the number 2 seed in the Squirtacular. The Junior Coyotes of Arizona come to town from Phoenix, and they will face Lakeville South at 8:45 on Rink 1 at Big. Pool C, Woodbury, the champions of the Eden Prairie tournament this past December, is the tournament number 3 seed, and they will take on Elk River at 8:45 at Big's Rink number 2. Prior Lake will face one of the 2 Wisconsin teams in the Squirtacular, the Madison Capitals, at 9:45 on the Big Sheet at Bloomington number 3. Pool D, the number 4 seed is Matamidi. They captured the Spring Lake Park tourney with a win over number 3 Woodbury last weekend. Jack Sweeney and Ryan Chesley are 2 names to circle in the program for the Zephyrs. They will take on host Jefferson at 7:40 at Braemar in Edina. In the other D pool game, St. Cloud will tackle Champlain Park at 7:10 on the historic West Rink in Edina. Pool E, Hermantown is the number 5 seed in the Squirtacular, and they will likely come to town riding a 20-plus game unbeaten streak. They will face the Stillwater Ponies at 8 a.m. at Braemar East. In the other E-Pool game, Chaska Chan, who boasts two top players, Jimmy Snuggerud and Max Burkholder, will take on Park Cottage Grove at 8:20 at Braemar. Pool F is likely the most competitive pool in the event. Number 6 seed and undefeated Mound Westaka will face Moundsview Irondale in their first game at Braemar South at 8:50. In the other game of Pool F, Lakeville North will line up against Edina White, who has star two-way player Austin Williams at Braemar East at 9:10. Pool G, Eden Prairie has another stacked team this year. They are the number 7 seed. This year's EP star is Jackson Blake. One of our YHH writers said to me in December, "That kid is amazing." They will take on Hudson, who has a star of their own in Isaac Howard. That game will be played at 9:30 a.m. at Braemar West. The other G game is Orono taking on Rosemount at 10 a.m. at Braemar South. Pool H. In the final pool, Pool H, Edina Green is our number 8 seed. They will take on Grand Rapids at Braemar East at 10:20 a.m. And finally, the NSP Revolution, team with a tiny roster but one big star in Leo Gruba, will take on Sartell, who has likely the best goalie in the event, Quinn Sigurdsson. The winner of each pool will advance to a do-or-die quarterfinal Sunday, vying for a berth in Championship Monday. Teams that finish outside the top spot will be paired based on finish in a crossover game played on Sunday. For example, the second-place team in Pool A will take on the second-place team in Pool B on Sunday for the right to say they finished 9th. The B and C pools look to be exciting as well. In the Bs, we have the number 1, number 3, and number 4 rated teams in Minnesota. Osseo Maple Grove Gold is number 1, Edina Gray number 3, and Rosemount White number 4. All of these teams are in the 16-team field in the Bs. That is awesome. We are really looking forward to our opening ceremony, so let's kick off the event on Thursday night at Bloomington Ice Garden. Can't wait to see you there. This week's featured now prospect is Corey Checo from Rochester John Marshall. Corey is a 2017 prospect who really impressed us with his play last year in the High Performance 15 Festival. This year, Corey leads the Rockets with 18 points in 13 games as a sophomore. Last year, he had 3 goals and 3 assists in 3 games, including a game-winning goal in their 5-4 win over Park Cottage Grove. This week's Boom Roasted is a Gee Thanks roasting. This one goes out to my friend Nick, who had this great idea of handing out hats to kids who gets hat tricks. Thanks a lot, Nick. We gave out 14 hats last weekend, and we're already at 40 hats given out already, just for games we've seen or have been earned in one of our tourneys. Needless to say, the cost of hats was high, so for you, you're getting roasted for bankrupting me. Thumbs up. Huge thumbs up to our new YHH sponsor, Twin City Orthopedic. Twin City Orthopedic will be helping our editorial staff with information about injury prevention. Their certified athletic trainers will be manning the rinks of all of our local tournaments, and they are now the presenting sponsor for the Pee Wee Challenge held this fall. Huge thumbs up to the people at TCO. We are very excited about our future relationship. Thanks again for tuning into the show each week. The feedback in the show has been great. Have a nice day.